I don't know whether y'all should call me Amber the Magnificent Magician, Casper the Friendly Ghost Cousin, Danny Phantom Cousin, or what. Because I be doing disappearing acts. And we gon' dive into that today. So welcome. This is Amber's Narrative, and I'm your host, Amber Janelle. For those of you who may be new here or just not familiar with what this podcast is about, Amber's Narrative started off as my audio diary, but it's way more than that. It's a space for me to be my raw, authentic self, for you to hear me, feel me, and maybe even share a little bit of your story too. So, without further ado, let's get into today's episode. So yeah, I be acting like a ghost. I be isolating myself. I've talked about this in the past. It's one of my biggest traits. Biggest toxic traits, excuse me. I tend to isolate, go ghost, get invisible, disappear, because I feel like that's the best thing for me to do until I'm ready to do something different. I've talked about grief. I've talked about depression. I've talked about so many things. And I don't know if y'all have ever read up on or did your research on grief, but from my understanding, I believe it's like 7 stages of grief. Don't quote me on that, but I believe so. But something that I realized recently in my own personal experience is not only do we have different stages of grief, we can grieve more than just a person. I found myself grieving who I thought I should be by now. I recently turned 38 years old, and it was so bittersweet. It was sweet because I was so grateful for another birthday, to be with my family, and all of the things. But it was bitter because I felt like I hadn't accomplished anything, did anything. I'm just so freaking far behind. I'm a disappointment, all of the things. And yes, I know there's some negative thoughts, but they real. They honest. They true. I've created, I can't tell you how many vision boards. And the woman that I would put on my vision board, I started to look around and feel like I was nothing like her. I started to look around my life and felt like it was nothing like I envisioned, nothing like I dreamed. And it's hard to grieve that. It's hard to process that because it's like, you question all of the reasons you haven't, quote unquote, made it. What are you doing wrong? Where is the disconnect? Right? And it's bigger than just comparing yourself to societal norms. I'm comparing myself to the girl that I've been dreaming about. I talked about this recently too. I said that I wanted to become the woman of my dreams, and my life didn't reflect that. And that's hurtful. That's disappointing. That's confusing. That's irritating. That's shameful. That's embarrassing. And these are all feelings that I've been feeling on a regular basis. So being that I felt such heavy feelings, all I wanted to do was get up under my cover. Goodness, I've been tongue tied, but I'm still going to create this podcast. Oftentimes that's something that I do too. If I get tongue tied, if I feel like I'm saying something too fast or I didn't enunciate or pronounce it, then I start the whole podcast over. But today I'm not doing that. So tongue ties, mispronunciations and all, I'm still standing. And I'm also realizing that I may get judged. But guess what? At the end of the day, I'll still be okay. I'm really learning how to be okay. And I'm also really learning how to not be okay. So, with all that being said, something that is beautiful in all of the negative things that I've said or the negative feelings that I've shared is that when I disappear, I come back. And for a long time, I thought that was a terrible thing. I was like, dang, you always starting and stopping. But I'm realizing that it's not always that I'm quitting or I'm starting and stopping. Sometimes I'm pausing. And that's okay. I'm allowed to pause. I'm allowed to take a step back. I'm allowed to breathe. I was also talking about this recently too. One of the things that I was walking around doing was feeling like I needed permission for so many things. Permission for rest. Permission to change my mind. Permission to explore the options. Permission to end relationships. Permission to leave that job. Permission to create that podcast or create that video. Permission to get a new friend group. And I had said this recently too. I had gave a big shout out to one of my girls, my girl Tanisha. We were having a conversation a nice little minute ago, and she reminded me, she said, you know you grown and you can do what you want. And that might sound silly that I needed that reminder, but that reminder was everything to me. Love you, Tanisha, girl. That reminder was everything to me because I often forget that I don't need permission to simply be me and do what I need to do for me. I don't need permission to be great. I don't need permission to be taken care of, or better yet, for me to take care of me, because I'm so used to taking care of everybody else. I stay forgetting me, or I stay feeling like I'm not worthy of this and worthy of that. That's a conversation for another day though. My point is, in a nutshell, I am done hiding, and I'm also done beating myself up. And I might slip sometimes again. I might have another pause again, but for right now, this is, I ain't gonna say a comeback, but this is me standing back up, and this is me doing it without seeking validation, permission, or understanding. Because something that I also realized in the midst of all of this is, not only do I not need permission, but I don't need to be seen. I don't need to be understood. Those things are cool, but I don't need those things to make me great or make me me. So, if this conversation resonated with you, feel free to leave me a comment, share with somebody, and until next time, have the day that you deserve. Peace and love, y'all.